Good morning, dear students. In this lecture, we are going to study product of three vectors. Okay. Suppose we have three vectors, vector A, vector B, and vector C. If you do multiplication of these three vectors, like in case of two vectors, if we get resultant quantity as scalar, then we call that as scalar product. And if we get resultant quantity as vector, then we call that as vector product. Similarly, for three vectors, if we multiply three vectors and we get resultant quantity as a vector quantity, then we call that as vector triple product. And if we multiply three vectors and we get resultant quantity as scalar, then we call that as scalar triple product. Okay, so first of all we are going to see definition of scalar triple product. So definition is like this. Suppose we have three vectors, vector A, vector B, and vector C. How we define scalar triple product of these three vectors? It is defined as cross product of two vectors. It is product of cross product of two vectors and dot product of third vector. So A dot B cross C. So in this way we define scalar triple product of three vectors. Okay. So scalar triple product also can be represented as square bracket of A, B, C. So this is nothing but same as this A dot B cross C. Okay. So you must have understood definition of scalar triple product. It is product dot product of first vector to cross product of remaining two vectors. Okay, so if we have component scalar triple product in terms of components. Okay, suppose vector A is like this: ax I cap, ay j cap, and az k cap. Vector B is like this: bx I cap, by j cap, and bz k cap. Vector C is like this: cx I cap, cy j cap, and cz k cap. If we take A dot B cross C, okay, scalar triple product A dot B cross C is defined as determinant. First row is formed by components of first vector. Second row is formed by components of second vector, and third row is formed by components of third vector. So if you solve this determinant, okay, you know how to solve this determinant: ax cross multiplication of this minus ay. Okay, by solving this we get resultant quantity as a scalar quantity. Okay, so remember b cross c is a vector quantity, and if we take dot product of this vector and this vector, then dot product is a scalar quantity. So, by multiplying three vectors we get resultant quantity as a scalar quantity. Okay, so in this way we can find out rectangular components of scalar triple product of three vectors. Okay, then we are going to study certain properties, okay, of scalar triple product. First property is that for unit vectors, scalar triple product is 1 if we multiply unit vector in cyclic order. Okay, that is I dot j cross k is equal to, we know that j cross k, this is unit vector along y axis, this is along z axis. So y and z, we get resultant quantity perpendicular to y and z axis, which is I cap. So this is nothing but I cap dotted with I cap, and we know that I cap dotted with I cap is unity. So if you take cyclic orderly scalar triple product, then it will be 1, which means j cap dotted with k cap crossed I cap, and k cap dotted with I cap crossed with j cap is also unity. Okay, so you know how to write out cyclic relation. I cap dotted with j cross k, j dotted with k cross I, k dotted with I cross j. Okay, so this is the first property of scalar triple product. Second property, if vector A, B and C are coplanar, then A dotted with B cross C is equal to, remember what is mean by coplanar? Coplanar means if these three vectors lies in the same plane. Okay, suppose the plane of this blackboard, we have these three vectors, vector A, vector B and vector C. They are lie in the same plane. If you take B cross C, okay, so we know that B cross C is the vector which is perpendicular to plane of B and C. So B cross C will be outwards, okay, directed outward, which is perpendicular to plane of this blackboard. If you take B cross C dotted with A, now see, B cross C is perpendicular to this blackboard and you are taking dot product with vector A. In that case, vector A and B cross C again perpendicular. And we know that dot product of any two perpendicular vectors, which means angle between them is 90. So we have magnitude of this and cos 90, which is 0. Which means if vector A, B and C are coplanar, then scalar triple product of these vectors are 0. Okay. Next property, if vector A is equal to vector B, then which means if we have one vector identical to another vector and we have to find out scalar triple product. Out of these three vectors, any two vectors are identical. Then what will be their scalar triple product? So how to find out that? Again, A dotted with, again B, instead of B we have vector A, C is equal to, now see, vector A cross C is the vector which is perpendicular to plane of vector A and C. Okay, so this vector A cross C is perpendicular to A as well as perpendicular to C. Now we are taking dot product of this vector with respect to vector A. So A cross C is again perpendicular to vector A, which means this vector and this vector are perpendicular to each other, and dot product of any two perpendicular vector is 0, like in this case. So if vector A is equal to B, means in scalar triple product, if any two vectors are equal, then their scalar triple product is 0. Okay, this will be our next identity. Okay, now moving to next property of scalar triple product, which is property number 4. In scalar triple product, we can exchange dot and cross, which means we can write vector A dotted with B cross C as we are exchanging dot with this cross. So A cross B and dotted with C. Remember, while exchanging dot and cross, keep those vector as it is. So order of these vectors will remain same, means a b c a b c, we are exchanging only dot and cross. Okay, so in scalar triple product we can exchange dot with cross. Then moving to next property, if you change order, okay, in scalar triple product, then its sign will get reversed. Okay, which means vector a dotted with vector b cross c is nothing but, if you exchange order of b and c vectors or any two vectors, then we get negative sign, that is vector a dotted with c cross b. Why this will happen? We know that b cross c, by property of cross product, b cross c is nothing but minus c cross b. Okay, so this will be our next property of scalar triple product. Then last property of scalar triple product is that scalar triple product follows cyclic relation like this for unit vectors. Same cyclic relation is followed by scalar triple product for these three vectors, which means if you exchange order of these three vectors in a cyclic manner, then scalar triple product will not change. Okay, how can we show that? Suppose vector a b c, you are changing order in cyclic manner, then vector a dotted with b cross c is same as, okay, you are taking vector b here dotted with, now remember, b dotted with c cross a. Okay, which will be same as vector c dotted with vector a cross b. Okay, so in this way, if you exchange order of vectors, then scalar triple product will remain same. Okay, so these are the 6 properties of scalar triple product. Okay, now we are moving to next section, which is geometric interpretation of scalar triple product. Okay, geometric interpretation of scalar triple product. Okay, so if we take scalar triple product of any three vectors, vector a, vector b and vector c, what is their geometric interpretation? So if you take scalar triple product of any three vectors that represents volume of parallelepiped formed by edges of parallel of given three vectors. This is the geometric interpretation of scalar triple product. If you take scalar triple product of any three vectors that represents volume of parallelepiped which is formed by edges of given three vectors. So for finding how triple product forms volume of parallelepiped, how? So for that we have to consider two vectors. Suppose this is vector b and this is vector c. Okay, we know that if you take cross product of b cross c, we are going to study geometric interpretation A dot B cross C. Okay, if you take cross product of B cross C, we know that B cross C is perpendicular to plane of this. Now B cross C lies in the plane of this board. That's why B cross C is perpendicular to this. Sorry, B cross C is perpendicular to this. Okay, now here we know by geometric interpretation of cross product, B cross C is area of parallelogram, okay, which can be formed by these two vectors that we have already studied in the cross product of two vectors. B cross C represents area of parallelogram, okay, that I have shown over here. Now if we take vector A like this, now I have shown vector A in the plane of BC. But see, how can that vector we can represent? Suppose this is vector B cross C. Vector A is like this. That vector A is not in the plane of this board. It is like this. Okay. And we are taking dot product of B cross C, which is this vector. Okay. And vector A, which is like this. Okay. So we know that dot product of A dot B cross C is nothing but, by property of dot product, is projection of this vector A on B cross C. Okay, so that is A dot B cross C is A cos theta into B cross C, magnitude of B cross C. Okay, so that we can study from the property of dot product or physical interpretation of dot product. So how can we that show in this diagram? So draw parallel vector A at all the four edges. Okay, so if you take vector A, it will go like this. Okay, now join these vectors. Okay, so the shape which is formed here is the parallelepiped, which consists of, if I show this vector as B cross C, and if this is H, then I can show this is H, height H. Okay, so here we have formed shape of parallelepiped. Okay, this is not the cube. If you take cube and push cube towards vector A, that is the shape of this parallelepiped. Okay, so we know that B cross C is area of parallelogram. If you take A dot B cross C, okay, so A dot B cross C is nothing but, we know that this is area of parallelogram. And we are multiplying area of parallelogram by A cos theta. Okay, so A cos theta is the projection of vector A on B cross C vector, okay, which is perpendicular to this plane. So that is nothing but, if you take projection, is the height of that parallelogram. Okay, so this is nothing but height and multiply by area of parallelogram. So height is nothing but A cos theta. So this whole term represents area of parallelepiped, which is three-dimensional shape, which is formed by edges of given three vectors. And those vectors are vector A, vector B, and vector C. Okay. So with this geometric interpretation of scalar triple product, we are going to solve problems. Okay. There are three problems. which are on this section. Okay, so first problem is that determine volume of parallelepiped which can be defined by vector A, vector B and vector C. Right now we have seen what is the volume of parallelepiped which is formed by these three vectors. It is nothing but scalar triple product of given three vectors. Okay, so A dot B cross C is equal to, okay, so volume of parallelepiped is, how to find out that A dot B cross C. Okay, take components of vector A in the first row, which is AX, AY and AZ, 2, -1, -1. Then in the second row, components of this vector Bx, By, Vz, which are 1, 2, -3. And vectors in the third row, 3, 2, 5. Okay, now solve this determinant to get scalar triple product. Okay, first 2 multiply by 10, okay, and minus this will become plus 6, minus minus plus, okay, so again 5, minus minus become plus 9, minus 1 into 2 minus 6. Okay, so this is equal to, so 16 into 2, 32. Okay, 5 plus 9, okay, which becomes 14, and here we get 2 minus 6, which is minus 4, minus minus plus becomes 4, so this is equal to, okay, 4, 4, 8, and this will become 2, okay, so 10, so 50. Okay, so unit of this is nothing but units. Okay, so volume of parallelepiped which is formed by given three vectors is 50 units. Okay, now we are moving to second problem. What is that second problem? If vector A is like this, B is like this and C is like this, then we have to show that if we take cyclic in the cyclic order, A dot B cross C, B dot C cross A, C dot A cross B, then we get the resultant quantity equal. Okay, so let first of all we are going to find out A dot B cross C. Okay, and by definition of A dot B cross C, we know that components of vector A are 2, 3, 5. Components of vector B are 1, 1, 1. And components of vector C are 2, 1, 3. Okay, 2, 1, 3. Then what we will get? Okay, first of all 2 multiply by 3 minus 1. Okay, then minus 3 multiply by 3 minus 2. Okay, and plus 5 multiply by 1 minus 2. Okay, so here 3 minus 1 is 2, so 2 into 2 we will get 4. Here 3 minus 2, which is 1, so 1 multiply by minus 3 we get minus 3. Again 1 minus 2 we get minus 1, so minus 1 multiply by 5 we get minus 5. So resultant quantity is minus 8. 4 we get minus 4. Okay, suppose this is equation 1. Now we have to find out, okay, we have to find out B dotted with C cross A. Okay, so if you take B dotted with C cross A, so this is equal to determinant. Now first row is formed by vector B. Okay, and vector B is 1 1 1. Okay, then second row is formed by vector C, which is 2 1 3, and third row is formed by vector A, which is 2 3 5. Okay, now this is equal to, see, 1 multiply by 5, okay, minus 9, minus 1 multiply by 10, okay, minus 6, plus 1 multiply by 6 minus 2. Okay, so this is equal to, so this is minus 4. Okay, this is 4. Okay, and minus 1 again minus 4, and here what we will get, 6 minus 2 is 4. Okay, so that is plus 4. So minus 4 plus 4 will cancel and we get minus 4. So this is equation 2. So see, here we get minus 4 and here we also get minus 4. So this is B dotted with C cross A. Now we have to find out C dotted with A cross B. So C dotted with A cross B is equal to, now see, we have to take this row to here. Okay, now C, what are the components of vector C? 2 1 3. Then components of vector A are 2 3 5, and components of vector B are 1 1 1. Now see, 2 multiply by 3 minus 5. Okay, 2 multiply by 3 minus 5, then minus 1, okay, multiply by minus 1 multiply by 2 minus 5. Okay, then plus 3 multiply by 2 minus 3. What we will get? See, here we get 3 minus 5 minus 2. 2 we get minus 4. 2 minus 3 or 2 minus 5. Okay, we get minus 3, minus 3 and minus 1 we get plus 3. Okay, and here 2 minus 3 we get minus 1. So minus 1 multiply by plus 3 we get minus 3. So again we get minus 4. So from equation 1, 2 and 3 we can say that A dot B cross C is equal to B dot C cross A is equal to C dot A cross B. Okay, so in this way our second problem is finished. We are moving to third problem. Okay, so what is the third problem? Show that given three vectors are coplanar. We have shown in the property of scalar triple product, if three vectors are coplanar, then their scalar triple product is 0. Okay, so we have to find out scalar triple product of A, B, C and show that scalar triple product equal to 0. Then we can say these three vectors are coplanar. Now take A dot B cross C. That is equal to determinant of, okay, what are the components of vector A? 2 minus 1 minus 1. Then component of vector B 1 2 minus 3. Okay, and component of vector C 3 2 minus 5. Okay, now see what we'll get. 2 into 2 into minus 10, okay, and plus 3 into 2 which is 6. Okay, so this minus 1, here we get plus 1, multiply by minus 5, okay, plus 9, and again here we get minus 1 multiply by 2, okay, minus 6. So this is equal to, so this is minus 4, so minus 4 into 2 we get minus 8. Okay, here we get 4, 5, 9 minus 5 is 4, so plus 4. Okay, here 2 minus 6 is minus 4, minus 1 become plus, so here we get plus 4, so 8 minus 8 we get 0. Okay, so by property of scalar triple product, if scalar triple product is 0, then we can say vector A, B and C are coplanar vectors. Okay, so with this example and this property of scalar triple product, we stop our lecture over here. Thank you.